Sustainable fashion design is an increasingly important aspect of the industry. Here's a guide on exploring sustainable and eco-friendly design practices. Introduction to sustainable fashion design. Definition of sustainable fashion and its significance in the fashion industry. Overview of environmental and social impacts of traditional fashion practices. Introduction to the three pillars of sustainability: environmental, social, and economic. Sustainable materials. Exploration of sustainable fabrics, e.g., organic cotton, hemp, tencel, recycled polyester. Comparison of sustainable materials with conventional ones in terms of environmental impact. Tips on sourcing and selecting sustainable materials for design projects. Ethical production methods. Discussion of ethical production practices, including fair labor and safe working conditions. Overview of certifications and labels that indicate ethical production. Examples of brands implementing ethical production methods successfully. Slow fashion versus fast fashion. Explanation of the slow fashion movement and its principles. Comparison between slow fashion and fast fashion models. Case studies of brands adopting slow fashion practices. Upcycling and circular design. Introduction to upcycling and circular design concepts. Tips on incorporating upcycled materials into designs. Explanation of closed-loop systems in fashion. Zero-waste pattern making. Overview of zero-waste pattern making techniques. Tips on minimizing fabric waste in the design process. Examples of designers implementing zero-waste patterns. Local sourcing and production. Importance of supporting local artisans and manufacturers. Benefits and challenges of local sourcing and production. Tips on finding local suppliers and collaborators. Greenwashing awareness. Discussion on greenwashing in the fashion industry. Tips on identifying genuine sustainable practices versus marketing tactics. The role of consumer awareness in promoting truly sustainable brands. Consumer education and behavior. Importance of educating consumers about sustainable fashion. Tips on promoting sustainable behavior among consumers. The role of transparency in building trust with consumers. Regenerative fashion. Introduction to regenerative fashion principles. Discussion of practices that contribute positively to ecosystems. Examples of regenerative fashion projects and initiatives. The future of sustainable fashion. Emerging technologies and innovations in sustainable fashion. The role of collaboration and industry-wide initiatives in driving sustainability. Encouragement for designers to be catalysts for positive change in the industry. Each section should include examples, case studies, and practical tips for incorporating sustainable practices into fashion design. This knowledge not only benefits the environment and society but also aligns with the growing demand for ethical and sustainable fashion in the market.